One of the most powerful scenes in the new Superman movie doesn't happen in the sky, nor in the midst of a battle. It happens on a porch in Kansas. And fair warning, this contains a bit of a spoiler. A lore-altering decision made for better or worse by director James Gunn. In the scene, Clark is sitting with his earthly father, Jonathan Kent, still trying to process the latter half of a message from his biological parents, one that's been hidden from him until now. The first half, the half he knew, was beautiful and inspiring. It had guided his entire life. We're sending you to a new world. Use your strength to do good and help the people of Earth. But it was the recently unscrambled second half that changed things. Suddenly, it's discovered that the goal of the message wasn't just about helping the world. It was a mandate to rule it. His parents paint Earth as weak, primitive, something to dominate. And when that message falls into the wrong hands, it's broadcast to the entire world and Superman's image starts to crack. At first in the public's eye, but ultimately, and more importantly, in his own eyes. This leads Clark as he looks out over the fields that raised him to quietly say, "I'm not who I thought I was." Maybe you've been there, because there's nothing alien about a person's tendency to be defined by their past as the perception of others presses in. Sometimes, like Superman, it's the story you inherited, things you had no control over, the family you were born into, the habits that run through your bloodline, the trauma that shaped your childhood, the divorce that shattered your home, even if you didn't choose it. In any case, the pain that got passed down somewhere along the way got passed to you. Other times, though, it's a story of our own making, decisions we regret, things we wish we could take back. Maybe it was walking away from a relationship that mattered, losing a job, holding a grudge, giving yourself over to a season of recklessness, or failing to show up when it counted most. Any of these moments can affect us, and in today's world, they can begin to take on a life of their own. After all, we live in a world where everything's got an audience. A breakup becomes a podcast episode. A bad decision becomes a thread. People pick sides, stories get told and retold, and suddenly the version of you that's circulating doesn't look anything like the one you're trying to become. It's easy to get stuck there, to feel like maybe this is who you are now. This is who you've always been. This is who you will always be. But important to recognize, the scene on the porch doesn't end there. Because thanks to a bit of good fortune that you may or may not share but can still benefit from today, Superman had an earthly father with a perspective of him that was different than what the world was presenting. And so when Clark says, "I'm not who I thought I was," with wisdom matched by his years, Jonathan responds, not with shame or disappointment, but with clarity and compassion. You are who you choose to be, and I couldn't be more proud of the man you've become. My friend, you have a choice every day, regardless of what has happened. You are not bound by the script that's been written, nor by the one you inherited, nor by the expectations of others, nor by the damage someone else left behind, nor by the version of a story that went viral. You're not even bound by your worst mistakes. Instead, you get to choose what story you write next. That is the power of being both human and alive. It may do us all well to commit to memory the words of Oscar Wilde, a prominent historical figure who knew a thing or two about writing scripts, when he said, "Every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future." So don't get stuck dwelling on questions about who you were or who the world thinks you are. Instead, focus on who you will have the courage to become. Because, ladies and gentlemen, your origin may explain you, but it doesn't have to define you. This has been Movie Moments with Ryan May.